backstory is super important because I want to highlight the relationship that, number one, I'd like to highlight the player, and then number two, I want to highlight the extension of the player, which is, of course, the guitar. So, on the end of the fingers, one and two, go. I feel like we're already heading west, you know what I mean? We're already just on the road, we've got all fueled up, and we have probably 500 miles before we need to take a break. Oh yeah, 500 miles high. That Chick Corea composition, I remember being in a beautiful ensemble of talented, very supremely talented young players. And we had a killer repertoire. We do like Dave Brubeck's Take 5 and 9. We played at 9, and that was kind of a mind bender. But 500 miles high was just a killer tune, just motor through. And focusing on breath. And if you're just tuning in, welcome to Jason Carey's, well, it's not really mine, it just happens to be on my channel, but it's really our morning ritual for guitar growth. This occurs every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the entire year of 2025. So if you want, show up with your guitar, jump on the Bangin' Live chat, and just let's play some guitar. Let's make some mad games happen over the span of this year. That's what this is all about. So let's take a look. We're using fingers 2 and 3, 3 and 4 as a stretch. Same old, same old. 1 E and 2 E and frets 10 and 12. You know, this isn't for all of us. And then, to be fair, it's really not, even if it is for us, there might be mornings where we don't dig it at all, where we're like, what are we doing? And that's normal. Keep the faith is the thing I've heard a lot early in my life, and that's really helped me remind me, like, why am I to practice like this? And if you were, you have a gift, is what we're told. You have a gift, you have a talent, and it's up to us, it's up to you, really, to develop your talent. You can show up, you can take all of the lessons you want, or I can take all of the lessons I want, but if I don't put in the work, it's all in. It's probably all fun, but it's not going to, maybe I should just kind of focus on my goals. Alright, so if my goal is to do this and become an excellent guitar player, the most excellent guitar player, that's what I'll do. Good morning, Marlon. I see Zipickle is on board with us this morning. Oh, guitar for everyone. So big, Pogi, tight enough, yeah. Oh, Dave and the Introvert. Okay, Michael. Good morning, Michael. Great to have you here. I see a lot of new faces here today. A lot of new faces jumping on board early. This is good news. I have a guitar, but I don't have a girlfriend. Don't you worry about that, Dave. I remember we were driving through. This was a crew that was like a posse. But 4 of us in a buggy were going into a Fish concert, and there was this one chick out, one person outside the gate, holding up her finger and saying, I will, do the thing with you in exchange for a ticket. And I look over and Eric's like, yeah, I'd rather have the ticket. So it's sometimes it's just, the experience is So number one, we don't do this for the money. Number two, obviously doing this for spiritual growth. We're here, I joke, it's really not a joke because the companionship is a blessing. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 stretch, 10 and 12, free and go. But it isn't to be really, I mean I joke about it, but it really isn't really to be joked about. Relationship is something to find, nurture, adore, share, and that for me is what I'm doing here in the mornings too. This is a language that I'm also learning. This is a love language that I'm also learning to develop and maintain. And what I put into it, I will get out of it. Right? What I put into the guitar, I receive from the guitar. And it's that simple, man. It's really that simple. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your previous life experience. Like, you could start anytime. 1 E and 2 E and of fingers, 2, 3, 4 and go. 10, 11 and 12. I have a little bit more time, a little bit more difficulty talking sort of passively and engaging over this exercise. For some reason that 3/2 thing really tangles up my brain. But, hopefully it's not too observable. On the verge of drum pin tightening up. Good morning, guitar for everyone. So good boogie, tighten up. Mark, careful what you ask for, Jason. Guitars for everyone. I try to hold it relaxed. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, as soon as I find any, this is where, let's come back to breathing again. Because Justin, Guitar for Everyone, just made a wonderful point. When I take the time to focus on my breath, I can identify, for some reason it unlocks any sources of tension that I'm not currently aware of in my body. So again, my pelvis is thrust back, and I need to kind of remember those poses to keep my body from creating workplace injury situations. 1 E and a 2, let's do 10, 11, 12 again with fingers 1, 2, 3. 500 miles, they ought to write a song. We could do a collaborative song, if someone wanted to share a Google Doc and just get a song going, we could all just start writing songs, You could share it with me, you could share it with jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com. And we can start with one song. We can collaborate on that song. We can put notes in the document, like track changes or whatever. Google Docs is probably one of the easier ways to do it. Without getting into like Boombox or whatever. That'd be kind of an interesting thing to do, I just released a song, sort of on a couple weeks ago I tested it on my Facebook channel, just my personal timeline. And I call it Still Neighbors, sort of like a song like after the election. I included some hyper-local personalities, Chainsaw Carver, legislators, and I just re-released it. I did a quick little video yesterday. I re-released it. I think I'm going to at least change the working title of it for now to, it's going to be called, I think, Post-Election Lullaby. Yeah, it's a cool tune. You might like it too. Let's go ahead and do fingers 2 and 4 stretch. we're getting ready. I'm noticing that I'm getting these chord patterns that, you know, they're a little bit easier here and there, just more, you know, just more readily available. So let's take a look. Fingers 2 and 4, and starting on 4 and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E. Here we go. Oh, Charlene, my Charlene, nice. My Charlene has no backstory. I found her online as a lefty. You go in a guitar store and they're lucky when they have 3 lefty guitars. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? Brenda the Fender. Pickle. I came back sorry from late. It's night on our place. Good. Alright. That's great, Pickle, if you're here. I hope you're playing guitar along with us. Let's go ahead and move back to fingers 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and both. Most of us, if you're new here, we're doing this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we're doing is we are perfecting our craft as guitar practitioners. And this is, you know, it's a morning ritual for guitar growth. We're doing this for the entire duration of 2025. And for better or worse, I'm going to go with better. And we're going to take a look at the very first video that we produced in this live stream. And, you know, in December, I think it was December, Greg has been watching from December. I know a lot of you, a few of you have been here from the beginning. And I really appreciate that. Alright, let's take a look. We don't do this at all. Let's try fingers 1 and 3. Just using fingers 1 and 3. And go. Oh, my finger almost fell off the fretboard there. Just a simple 1 and 3 exercise. And I'm really focused myself personally on tone construction. And, you know, just working on making this a musical noise with loudness and softness, you know, like I'm trying to experience some dynamic range on my guitar, shaping the plectrum, shaping the approach of the plectrum. That helps to define the tone for me. Just 2 and 4, isolation here. 1, 2, and 3, and Jess McClurry, thanks for being here, man. Or whatever, you know, it's great to have you. You're never late, Nicole, never late. We're all ready to go, all the time. If you do miss these and you wanted to start these on demand, we do publish these after the live, and we do maintain the live chat. The live chat remains intact, and the live chat is really where the rubber meets the road, because this is where we start to know each other, this is where we start to help each other, this is where we ask the questions in a guitar forum that is all here. We're all sort of like, you know, it's we're creating a danger of sort of like being all like-minded people, at least in certain areas, in a specific area of guitar. You know, and that can be sort of like, you know, uninspiring. So like friction against that once in a while is definitely welcome. So it keeps us all sort of, you know, oh, yeah, all right. Justifying our station in life is, you know, can be important. Fingers 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 1 and 2 and T and both. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a see what I'm doing with my fingers? I'm trying to keep all of these bad boys in line. And they're so bad. It's hard to keep these things in line sometimes. You gotta, sort of like encourage them. You can yell at them, but then it doesn't stick. You know what I mean? It just makes them want to do the other thing. So I'm just encouraging them to, play as a team. Use all 4 fingers because I've got a gift. We were gifted, so most of us have all 4 fingers still. After a pretty nasty chop saw incident, and a decade ago, I was kind of, over a decade ago, I guess. I was kind of wondering if I would have an index finger on my fret hand still, and I do, which is cool. I like it. Once in a while, because it didn't heal correctly, it will hitch up. So these exercises really help to unlock the left hand potential and the guitarist's potential in general. There's this thing I like to talk about. It's sort of in the middle of writing a longer piece on the prophecy of potential. And whether it's earning potential or guitar potential, it's all the same thing to me. Like, it's not a silo, there are not siloed events. So it has to do with being able to realize that we have the talent, even if we're not necessarily told that we have the talent. Of course, it helps to have that extrinsic motivator to begin with, but it's cool. Anyway, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and get back to stretch the 4th finger. 1 E and a 2 E and a D and 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, and 13. 1 E and a 2 and a D. Dan Husband in the house. Marlon Grubbs in the house. Z Pickle in the house. Starlet on discs in the house. Just wow, sir. Well, thank you kindly, Starlet. Great to see you again, Mr. Husband. Good morning, crew. I love that. I love that. It's just like shows up to the driveway, in the four-seat, F350 diesel rig, or maybe it's a GMC with an Allison transmission, and the motor's running. You can hear the hum of the copies are all stacked up on a big plot, a big piece of cardboard ready to roll. They're all black copies, and the door just flips open and it's ready for you to jump in and head on off to work, to just get to work and just crush it all day long. I love that good morning crew thing, man. That is just awesome. Just a super simple comment. Love it. Love seeing it, My acoustic's name is Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Jason, do you remember that one woman who came in here and told you how adorable you are and gave you $20 and never came back? No? Maybe. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we got a shot back at Raoul for helping Ron. They're very cool. Not the Beach Boys, love them too much. But the name came from Alf. Oh, there you go. Man, I forgot about that. Man, you're really bringing it all back. Oh, it's Patrick Mullins. Yeah, we've got a jazzer in the house. Cycle 4 right there, baby. That's the language I'm talking. Not yet, but we are going to get there. So if you just, let me get this started and I'll keep talking, because this is a specific program, so I don't want to leave us all sort of hanging. Right after this, we'll do some stretching and then we'll talk more. 1 E and 2 E. Oh, a 4-finger exercise. Just jumping on, kick that first finger back to fret 8, just to get that first finger stretch in. We could go 2 frets back, but it gets a little painful by the time we get back to We're gonna start doing this stuff together, but we're gonna wait a little bit, just a little bit more, okay? Next week, by the way, is we're gonna use the last quarter of each session as strumming week. Strumming week, yeah, it should be a pretty cool event. Warming up with strums, 1 and a 2 E and a, here we go. It's 7, 9, nope, it's 8, 10, 11, and 12. 1 and a 2 E and a, you know what. Sorry, 1Z and a 2Z and a putting on my shoesies. Okay, here we go. Cycle 4. We're approaching cycle 4. This is like pre-diatonic warm-up. So, if you know what I mean, so we're not really getting into scalar stuff yet. We are into scalar and diatonic efforts, but we will be using cycle 4 for certain. Charlene is Full Metal Jacket. I was wondering about that. That's like one of my all-time favorite films. Just McFlurry. I don't know anything. I just randomly came on the stream. Well, it's good you're here. If you have your guitar with you, that's what this is all about. Every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Say it with me. Eastern Standard Time. We are joining forces to play guitar like the guitar has never been played before. Okay? We are going to, like knights and knights, or whatever you call them. We're forging new ground and in our own guitar goal-oriented lives for the entire year of 2025. I know it sounds kind of lofty, but that's okay because lofty is good. All right, that's the end. That concludes our that includes this sort of like what should have been a 15-minute warm-up. Now we're engaged in stretching, so we have that straight elbow, and we have these fingers that we're pulling back, not so far as to create micro tears in the tendons and tissues, but just so we can breathe for 15 clicks up and down. Just get our bodies right. Feel the tension in the shoulder, roll it out, just kind of move your body around. Oh yeah, see that feels good. While we're doing this, let me read through a few of these comments. I don't know anything, I just randomly came upon the street. You know, I know that feeling, man. I'm fully in tune with that feeling, not knowing anything. And I'm not saying that we asked that, but I just, you know, the more you know, the less you know kind of thing. Well, I'm loving what you were playing. Just, I hope you join us every morning. You know, this is definitely open, it's free. You know, it does cost something. It costs your seat time, which is kind of like priceless, I guess. But if you are aligned with wanting to improve the self, number one, you know, serve the higher power, improve the self, improve the guitar playing over, and see what happens over a 260-hour period of time over the span of a year. Because this is basically what happens 5 days a week, every week this year, about 260 hours plus. That really will make a dent in your an hour. I'm assuming it'll make a dent still in the way I perceive my guitar playing skill, and the way others might perceive my guitar playing skill. Some would refer to those as mad gains. We're going to see some mad gains. Yes, we are. And others are going to see those mad gains too. You know, and it's not about specifically about mad gains, but we like to see gains. Oh, I've got a Larry Carlton CD on I have a standing workstation, you know, with a few monitors like this and a couple of studio monitor reference monitors here. And I like to stand when I work. I also like to sit so I can turn around and sit. And the storage area network has all been designed by my brother. And And he's just really, he's really good at what he does. But I do have a standing workstation, and I have a Larry Carlton album on it right now, just sitting there staring me in the face. What a compliment, man, what a compliment. I saw a photo of many of Great Masters jam in their hard legs and intricate work, and right hand was always relaxed, except for Mr. Jimmy. Yep, his left hand was always relaxed. It was a very inspiring, interesting photograph. Is that something you can share with us? All right, top two, we'll get into this right here. We have some found time now. We're just doing this diagonal pattern. I like to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then reverse it, invert it. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the descent. Drop a position. Stay here, ascend 4, 3, 2, 1, and then, descend 4, 3, 2, 1. Then descend position, ascend, descend, descend, ascend, descend. Drop a position. So we'll say drop, ascend, descend, drop, ascend. All right, so that's kind of what we're doing. And this turns into a sweep picking exercise at some point in the very near future for us. But for today, it's just going to be, we're going to provide continuity with down, up, alternate. There's so much benefit and pick control that we gain from doing exercises like this. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Try not to forget my breath. I know it sounds sort of funny to say, but after we complete this top contiguous 4-string group, we are going to the middle 4-string group number 2 4 strings. And I found that if you lay back, a little bit, the crowd really likes that. You might get an extra cheer or two out of it. Maybe closing your eyes and, make a little face like it's paining you to do this. And then, it's highly entertaining. And it's highly believable too, you know what I mean? Because the higher you get, the more tension there is in the sound. 4 middle strings, 1 E and 2 E and D. Also, physically, there's more distance between each tone. Isn't that funny how that works? So when you're playing a low note on the piano, the vibration of that tone is so wide. But when you get up to a higher note, the top note on the piano, the vibration is so fast and so narrow that all of those notes at the top register of the instrument, there's more space between the notes, if you know what I mean. So this turns into a really cool exercise down the road. And this is a definite speed, it's a game changer for speed technique. 1 E and a 2 E and a bop, 4 strings. I saw many streams where people were playing games and I didn't, interesting, so I came to your stream. I appreciate you being here. Bring a guitar, bring a guitar. You're always welcome with or without a guitar. Now would you please share your picking technique? Are you using George Benson style? There you go. That Larry Carlton touch. Hey Marty, love your stuff. Jason, good morning. Let's starting at 9. E and a 2, E and a 2, E and a focus. So the right hand technique is looking like super slow now, and I don't know if this is helpful or it's in the way. Maybe we're in the way here with the words or whatever, so I'm going around that. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do that. It makes more sense. So I'm working on, you can see some of my fingers are treated, my fingertips are nails for fingerstyle, but you can see there's a downstroke, and then there's an upstroke, followed by a downstroke, and followed by another upstroke. Now sometimes that picking radius will lead me to believe I need to go like Rambo and just shoot from the hip, and then maybe I'll get a string, you know what I mean? Maybe it's YYZ, maybe it's just, this is more like a surgical approach for me this morning. Start with downstroke, and I don't go any more than halfway to the next smaller string. I don't go through the pick and then go through the string and then come to rest on the next smaller string. I carefully stop before I get to the next smaller string. Adjust. That upstroke is the same that happens on feeling for where the low E string is right here. So I don't have to use eyes, right? I don't have to have eyes on. That upstroke is the same principle, right? And if I stay as close to either side of the string as possible, this creates a really nice pocket of right hand sort of intelligence that needs to be developed. You know what I mean? It's not like it just happens, but it's through careful curation and repetition, and you can see that occasionally this pick will be like, I'm using a Jazz 2 right at the moment, but it's one of the Dunlops, roundy point, roundy top. So what this does for me is it becomes like a few different exercises over time, you know, but we'll get into that. Today what we need to do is we need to review. Thank you for asking that question. The right hand technique, it's easy to overlook, and we run the risk of overlooking that occasionally. So let's do another just quick stretch here. I've got to get into the minor pentatonic piece of our game today. We do have some new business to address today, so we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully I answered your question, but don't forget to come back 7:30 every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. If you can't make the live stream, then we do repost it so that it's available on demand for your, you know, whichever time zone you happen to find yourself in at the moment. You can, you know, always jump on board and find the live chat is intact, it remains intact, so you still feel like a live situation. You can track all of that information. All right. Michael, I've watched these recorded sessions for a while, and I like the vibe. That's great. That's wonderful feedback to hear. I think it's live chat for sure. Yeah, it's hard to get beyond that. I have not really any appreciation. We'll start with two shapes we've been doing. Playing this all the way down, all the way down, all the way back. See how you can coordinate the hand to keep it on frame by just twisting the body. That's a pretty cool thing to just kind of be aware of if you're playing a concert soon, like Denim Dennis. Can't wait to see any of that footage from their live show coming out. I think that's coming up this month, right? So one and a two and a two and a four and all that stuff. We did pattern number 2, so we have to review that today, which is, and then we're going to move on to pattern number 3 today. All right, so we've got some work cut out. Let's go ahead and get the first minor pentatonic shape going. That's fingers 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 1 4 1 4. Here we go. I see my man on here. Yeah, Dennis is in New Pope, PA, February 21st. John and Peters. Nice. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that because this is a live chatter. This is someone who's been in the live chat from the beginning, and he's got a beautiful, wonderful band named Denim Dennis, and they have a live date coming, which I wanted to help us all become aware of that because it's important. All right, and here we go. 1, 2, 1 E. Here we go. Where's the next one? 1 E and a 2 E, 9 and 10, 9 and 12. Here we go. Yeah. Go. Nope. 1 and I've got to get 2 bars up front. 1, 2. So we're just working through the right hand, managing that. Well, I said right hand, picking hand technique, because we do have some lefties in the chat. They're just kind of heavy hitting on this live chat this morning. Just McFlurry, I don't know why, but it's relaxing. I like it, the trance, yeah. She got legs, she knows how to use them. So that's really cool. We did 2 attacks per beat, 2 attacks per note on this yesterday too. We're going to follow that suit. 1, 2, so 2 attacks per note, 4 attacks per beat, 1 E and a 2 Z and no, 2. Yeah, transcendental meditation. There is the old Patanjali's meditation yoga sutras. Absolutely. Not enough though. Raoul comes in for the same every time. Just start meditating and never stop. Yeah, that's a great quote just a great full quote from the live chat. Deshaun, do Johnny be good? Yes, he be good. That's a great one, I appreciate you mentioning that because I've been thinking about doing a session. I don't know how many times. I probably taught Korn more than I've taught, Freak on a Leash. I've taught songs, from albums like that, more probably than, only probably taught Johnny B. Good a handful of times in my lifetime, which is kind of slightly concerning. Or, it says a lot about the ethnographically isolated area in which I live, in which I find myself. So, interesting request. I'm going to do a curated version of that session on my channel. I'm going to commit to doing that. So, thank you to Sean for being here and asking that. That's one of the best guitar licks of all time, in my opinion. All right, position number 2, we have 2 4 1 4 1 4, and then 1 3 2 4 let's start it. 1 E and 2 C and did you guys see where Dweezil Zappa is touring again? I would love to see that show. He's doing a great job advertising this, the tour, the upcoming tour too. Ooh, my posture's suffering a little bit. Just gotta tweak that. The benefits of studying your breath. I just think about it this way. Whenever I realize I'm not thinking about my breath, it's time to think about my breath. Is this the same as the pentatonic scale? It's exactly the same. As a matter of fact, it is the pentatonic scale. I'm so glad you asked. So this is the B minor pentatonic scale. It's mode number 2 of minor pentatonic. So it would be sort of like a like a D with 1, 2. If you wanted to root it in D, it would be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I've got sunshine. Oh, would that would be the major pentatonic, right? It would. Relative to the fact that it's built on the relative minor. One is happy, one is sad. But they both contain the same selection of tones. Sometimes we run into little hitches in kind of explaining this modality. This can be a real hitching point for a lot of us. Okay, we're moving now as if we've started. Let's go back to A. So that's the minor pentatonic that we. Here's the thing, here's the trick. We've got this nice minor pentatonic. We've got mode 2 of the nice pentatonic, which is actually a major, relative major pentatonic. Or we could play major pentatonic here in the same position. Or we could, just kind of, let's move on and talk about, we'll ask those questions. Keep those questions coming because those are supremely important. But the next pattern that we're playing is actually mode 3 of the minor pentatonic, which is putting us on the flat 3, 4 of the minor pentatonic. And this is how I've worked out a fingering for this. It's kind of like there are a bunch of fingerings for this, but this is the one I like to use. I like to use the 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then I like to stretch 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, stretch the 4 up. So we have 3 notes on this string, and then 1 note on this string, which leads up to the root note there. Okay. sweat. So we're working on 1 3 1 3 1 3 4 3 1 4 1 3. This is, to me, this is the most challenging one. And we're going to plane it. What is the circle of fifths? Good question. Good question. Please teach how to shred. That's exactly what we're doing right here, right now, this very instance. Photo is not a rare thing. No, don't dig around for it. If you find it, don't sweat. Don't break a sweat. Milk is good. I love that channel handle. That's great. So let's move on. Just kind of get through this 1 E and 2 E and here we go. Now we're getting to the priceless stuff. Thanks, Jason. You are most welcome. Yeah, no, Dennis. Yeah. Walk and talk, Jason. Oh, yeah. Emfleet, absolutely. Yeah, this is all part of my goal, my personal goal for 2025 is to work in that flat pick department acoustically. So I will be returning to acoustic guitar. You guys can join on whatever guitar. It'll all be the same thing, but we'll probably flip back and forth between electric strum patterning next week and acoustic strum patterning next week. It'll be a good, solid week. We're going to probably spend more time, like the last half of the, half or quarter of the session, really diving sort of like deeply into the strum pattern end of the guitar, the rhythmic end of the guitar, which includes, chokes, when to use chokes, and when to just not play the chokes to keep time, just to keep the time in our heads. When to do, we're working on picking strategies a little bit. Yeah. Hey, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that because we don't want those people here. Yeah, see you later, dude. I appreciate it, but what's going to happen is we're going to keep our lawns clean, right? So here we go with pentatonic positions. Great. So let's do 2 attacks per each note on that. Let's run that, and then we'll be done for today. Okay? One more reach. Oh, see 20 likes there too. Thank you for helping us get there. Yeah, I appreciate it. 1 and 2 and 2 attacks per note. 1 E and 2 E. Nice and ginger. So if you're here, thank you, Tutor Shin. If you're here and you're just tuning in, we are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All through 2025. anyone with your encouragement today, really make it a committed day, a dedicated day to excellence and tone and peace of mind. Okay, I'll play something classical. I really thank you all for being so good at just keeping that live chat alive. And you have friends who are guitar players who you think would enjoy this. You can share the news with them, and we can all just keep continuing to grow together over 2025. And we'll see you all tomorrow. We have Kevin so resident timekeeper Kevin likes to keep he runs a really, it's like Mr. Neil Peart. You have 15 minutes to do something, and then if it didn't get done, it was time to do the next thing. So, the drummer from Rush lived life by the clock, as you might imagine my drummer might. Thank you for being here, Kevin. Say hi, Pop. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Uncle Jason. Thank you for keeping that alive. I appreciate it. We'll see you all again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.